Nerdrotic.com.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Nerdrotic Nooner at night, or it could be an afternoon breakfast show. I'm not really sure, depending on where you are around this lovely world we live in. And I am Gary Beekler. I am from Nerdrotic.com. I also do a little work here on YouTube. And I like to live stream. It's kind of a thing. So, welcome back, everyone. Remember not to panic. Hello! My internet is back. Woo! Yeah, so I was going to go live last night at 8:45 p.m. Pacific time. Got caught up on everything. Did my Westworld review, which was late. Did the Super Chat Square Up. Had to record that twice for the second week in a row. Was about to hit live, and the internet went down for 14 hours. That was weird. Never had internet go down that long before. Maybe you have, but yeah, that was weird. But it's back, and I'm back, and you got an extra video out of it, so there you go. Welcome. There is a lot to talk about. Now, as I was, when I finished up my video last night, I was watching my good friend Jeremy on a live stream, and he was talking about a video game, and it got taken down. He got struck down, and this earlier in the day, my good friend Ryan Cannell, my internet son, had a video taken down, and apparently others have too. Now, I have a policy here that I generally don't like to discuss things I haven't read, watched, or played. But when it starts to concern friends of mine, then we're going to talk about it. So I did a little homework today. I've heard of the game, The Last of Us. I generally knew the plot. And I did a little catch up today. Read up a little bit about Joel and Ellie. It's not a game I probably would have ever played anyway, but now I will most definitely not play it. I will most definitely not buy the sequel. I wouldn't let my kid play it anyway. And I'm guessing a lot of people are not going to buy this game now. Now, I will not discuss the spoilers that were out there, because that's obviously what the takedowns are about. I think. I hope. Well, I hope not, actually. But I hope anybody who does this, anybody who tries to strike down a YouTuber because you don't like what they say, it's unfortunate that spoilers get out there. That's just part of life. I hope any company would be smart enough to anticipate that, because there's probably a 50-50 chance, if not better. The more employees you have, the better the chance spoilers will get out there. And there's nothing you can do except practice the same thing that you would if somebody's insulting you on the internet. Silence. Silence. Don't legitimize it, or don't gaslight the situation. And what if Naughty Dog is responsible? I'm not sure. Whoever is responsible for striking down my friends you're idiots. As I said in my tweet last night, you just bought Jeremy a summer house. So go ahead. Keep doing it. It's not going to help your cause. What I would recommend is write a good story. Don't fill it with identity politics or intersectional feminism or political correctness. Go with the story first. And if you want to sneak in some messages here and there, that has to be last on your mind. If you are in the process of writing and you see a little moment there where it fits narratively, go ahead, put it in. A good example of this, A Song of Ice and Fire. A Song of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin, could be considered incredibly woke. It's anti-patriarchal. It's got a lot of the messages that a lot of the woke entertainment does today in it. But you know what the difference is? George R. R. Martin is a talented writer, and the story came first. It wasn't just about subverting expectations. It wasn't just about killing our hero in the first act. There was a reason for doing it, and he got you invested in the characters surrounding that hero where you wanted to continue with the story. And if it didn't work, he wouldn't have made it past the first book. Also, he writes his female characters with complexity. They're not all perfect little princesses. They're actually extremely flawed. Daenerys is an idiot. Lysa is horrifying. Catelyn is a dumbass. And everybody is. Jon Snow's a dumbass. Ned Stark is a dumbass, but we love them. We love them. Actually, the only people who generally get away with everything are the villains. Euron Greyjoy, Ramsay Bolton. But I digress. When you go into your story, I don't know, being influenced by a YouTuber out there who wants to release all the prisoners in America, Miss Sarkeesian, I wouldn't listen to a person who would say that. But apparently, there's a lot of people who will and will give her money. And, I must be doing it all wrong. Stupid integrity. I could go out there and say, release all the prisoners. Give me, I'm not female, so they won't listen to me. But if I was, you could make a quick buck. And she certainly has. But apparently, Drunkman, is that his dude's name? Neil Drunkman? Here, I got his name right here. Oh, he's got a beard. So many of these people have beards. It makes me want to shave mine, but I won't. Neil Drunkman apparently is a little upset. He's a little upset that the spoilers got out there about his game. Now, a lot of my good friends have made videos on this subject. Please check them out. Az did a video. Jeremy's probably done 10. And Ryan's done a couple. And God bless him. Do 10 more. Listen, it's not unlike sports. And I think that's this new era we're in with in nerddom. I don't think a lot of nerds realize this. And this is also a great example of not dating your material. Every time you try to, and here's the key word, every time you try to be relevant, you end up making yourself irrelevant. Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, it's all doing it. Neil Drunkman is working on 2015, 2016 politics. Shit changes too quickly these days, folks. And that's going to be a tough thing for entertainment, but there is a way to avoid it. Don't date your material. Don't try to be relevant. The only way you could stay relevant is by telling a good story. And you know what? Now it doesn't matter. Maybe this game will be a great story. Who knows? Now I know what's in it, and it looks like we know what the priority is, and it looks like Sony and Neil Drunkman have a lot banking on this, and they panicked when the spoilers went out. Like it would make a difference. Well, it would. Opening day sales, I guess. So much for those. Again, you can't put a number on the amount of people you have alienated automatically by going with woke, intersectional feminism, identity politics, blah, 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 political correctness. It's tired. It's old. It's not going to sell anymore. Disposable income will not be wasted on this. That's what I think. It doesn't mean Hollywood and others are not going to make this stuff. But our heroes cannot save entertainment. They can't even save themselves. Look at those Batwoman ratings. Look at those Doctor Who ratings. Look at the Westworld ratings. They've all lost significant portions of their audiences. Why? Because their stories got derailed by the aforementioned. So, when is Hollywood and, God, gaming, it's so disappointing because I know gamers don't put up with this shit. And they're a powerful bunch, and this is going to be meme-tacular, is that a word? In the future, and we'll find out. But it doesn't look good because they hit the panic button and they started taking down some of my friends. And that's not going to stop anybody, by the way. Good luck with that. There's many ways we can continue to get out our message without talking about a spoiler, without talking about the specific spoilers. And if you false flag, well, if it's a company false flagging, one of these days, somebody's going to make them pay. Who knows who that will be? Let's see who's here. Let's see who's here. But yeah, you know what? Good luck trying to stop a YouTuber from talking. It's it's the dumbest thing. All right, we got Mike, or it's Mike. We got Captain Chaos. We got Elwin Ransom. We got Code Monkey. We got Keller Ranch. We got BG. We got Dracus6. We got Draco Argentinius. We have Blue-Eyed Scorpio. We have Eric K. We have Ryan Griffiths. We have Matthias Liato. We have another Jen 42. Good number there, Jen. Goldschlager. Aaron the Weird. I like that. Neon Visual. Max Relax. Coco Sot. Icon 1906. Hugh Janus. Hugh Janus is in the house. Nicholas Horton, what's up? George Forrest, what's up? All these members, look at them. You guys are beautiful people, beautiful nerds out there. I hope everybody is safe. I hope everybody is well. Hope you are practicing your social distancing. I hope that you are enjoying the lockdown. Ours will be extended here. Not much I can do about that for now. But yeah, I hope everybody is well. We try not to talk about the thing that shall not be named. And I would, again, like to publicly thank entertainment, the BBC, Disney, Marvel Comics, Neil Druckmann for providing us with the much needed distraction, And the latest one is glorious. It's so cringe. I don't understand. I'm really lost on the intersectional feminism thing. I don't know how being a man is female empowerment. Actually, it feels like to me it's kind of bending the knee. I could be wrong on that one. No expert. I haven't taken a women's studies course, nor I don't plan to either. And hey, there's nothing wrong with educating yourself, but you don't want to poison your mind. That's all. That's all. Think critically. Think critically. So I have no idea when The Last of Us 2 is going to come out, but I'm looking forward to this game completely tanking. Now, is that going to happen? Who knows? But I could guarantee that they have lost sales. And my guess, off the top of my head, 30%, 35%, 40%. That seems to be the number I see quite a bit with a lot of these companies, with how much their business has gone down, the amount of employees they need to furlough or fire, the amount of audience a show has lost, the percentage of toy sales that have gone down, the percentage of comic sales that have gone down. You know what? It mirrors the amount of people in this country who think center to the right, lean a little bit right, which most people just lean. Unfortunately, it's the extremists on either side that move the needle sometimes a little too much. Right now, it's on the left. Doesn't mean we do not like people from the left. We have a lot of people from the left here and from the right, and that's okay. It's all good. What we would like to talk about is a good video game. Apparently, The Last of Us, the first one, is a pretty good video game. Pretty much a highly anticipated sequel. And it made news for all the wrong reasons. So I spoke to Jeremy like briefly last night when I saw his video. It got claimed. As far as I know, it got claimed right now. And in YouTube speak, that's not as bad as getting a strike. So if you get claimed, they take your ad money, and on a live stream, it's like, whatever. Now, I don't know if they get the super chat money. I don't think so. I don't think they have a right to that, but who knows? Who knows? Fortunately, Jeremy is a big enough channel where he has a channel manager he can talk to. What sucks is for people like Ryan, who are up and coming channels who don't have that avenue, and they're trying to make things work on their channel. Every video counts. And it's not like they're making much ad money, but they're trying to build their audience. And any strike like that is devastating. It's devastating. And a strike would be devastating. And that's probably what they tried to do. They probably tried to keep Jeremy and Ryan from live streaming. That's why it's good to have an alternate channel. But the only unsolicited advice, again, I can give is don't do it. I know you're not going to listen to me. I know you're not going to watch. I know you're not going to care. I know you think we're all just a bunch of ists and phobes and bigots. That's usually how a bigot thinks, by the way. But you go on projecting. You know what? A lot of these people have found a way, have found their own special little way to be ists themselves. It's kind of like blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls finding a way to be a victim by being too pretty or something. I don't know. It's something like that. Oh my God, you don't know what it's like to be this pretty. Matthew Trump for $4.99. Psyched, you are coming to my area of lovely downtown Mesa, Arizona. Going to check out Gotham City for my next Gandalf hat. Hell yeah. I will be, when lockdown is over, I am going on a southwestern road trip. Probably going to go to Texas. Going to go to New Mexico, visit my mom. And I'm going to go visit a couple of comic shops. Probably wind back around in Vegas. I love the American Southwest. It's God's country. It's beautiful. I love the desert. And I need to get the hell out of the house. I'm used to being cooped up, but this is getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. We also have to talk about Doctor Who. Doctor Who went out, decided to block its fans too. It's this really out-of-the-box approach to your paying customer that Marvel Comics has been practicing. And, well, we've got some consequences right there as well. So there was a watch party over the weekend. I did a video on it. Paul Cornell, we'll just call him PC, decided to block a large portion of the fan base, and they were not too happy about it. And what they did is riled up RIP Doctor Who again. Good job. Again, good job. You shut people down. You block people. You know, this isn't just an American thing. This is a worldwide thing. Most of us are okay with being asked to do something like, hey, please shelter in place. Please practice social distancing. Okay. You asked. That's fine. Big difference between that and being told. So being told to F off by the franchise that you've loved and supported for so long doesn't feel good. A lot of people won't, admit this, but I mean, it hurts your feelings. It does. And people go, oh man, babies. It's like, oh, no. You invested a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of hours. It's okay to feel that way. And all these, the people who are shaming you right now are supposed to be the good guys. Remember, they're the empathetic ones who are for inclusivity and diversity. And they're anti-bully. A lot of projection there. We also have some comic book news. So Steve Jeppy from Diamond Comics Distributors did a live stream 2 days ago. I watched it a couple of times. I had to speed it up sometimes because I can. And he is an extremely charming guy, likable guy. I'm with your boy Zach. I can understand why people like him. And if you watch that live stream, I can understand why you walked away with a little hope and enthusiasm. And I definitely love his positive attitude towards things. I think that's great. I'm not going to besmirch that at all. That being said, he did not answer any real tough questions. And the one thing he did kind of answer is he's going to sell to comic shops that are open. Good. Absolutely. Anybody who's against the comic industry making some money right now you're just selfish at this point. You're just selfish. Yeah, it sucks that we're in a state where comic shops are closed. That's not Steve Geppe's problem. That's not Marvel and DC's problem. I've got my criticisms of Marvel and DC. They've created this problem, but as far as opening things back up, getting things sold again, I think digital should be available. I think the customer should get whatever the customer wants, as long as they're willing to pay for it, especially. Don't you think a revenue stream would be good right now of any kind? It would help the closed shops, because if no comics are selling, that doesn't help anything. But it's this very narrow-minded view from certain very powerful comic shop owners who are going to try to stop this and try to stop DC from doing something. Now, DC has to do something because they're desperate and they are on the chopping block, and we'll talk about that too. But I think Steve Geppe might have given a little false hope. It's good to have hope. I want the comic shops to stay open. It's good to have a positive attitude. It's good to be doing something. Sitting back and waiting for the government to do something, or Gavin Newsom to open up the state, or Diamond to do, is ridiculous. You need to do something now. I would be mail ordering. I'd be on my website. I'd be curbside pickup. If something was maybe slightly illegal, I'd probably be doing it, because I'm going to feed my kids. I would feel pretty justified. I think, everybody is worried about something. All right. So to be against selling comics is, I think, unfortunately, Brian Hibbs has lost a lot of respect. I think people were listening to him until he got on a couple live streams, and my unsolicited advice to Brian would be lay off the live streams for a little while. I would. But now people see what, I was dealing with. So there you go. Remember, there was a comic shop owner when I brought up the fact that this was prior to the beer bug. I was having a conversation with a comic shop owner, and I said, "Hey, what do you think about all these comic shops closing?" And the comic shop owner said, "Less competition for me." So I don't know. I haven't talked to Jeremy since last night. My internet went down. I was dealing with that, and I had to get caught up on stuff. Now, there will be an Exozone later after this show. Doomcock and I are going to do something. We're going to record it or do something. But we'll be doing that as well. But I had to get some of this going. It looks like here, let's, now that we're talking about Neil Drunkman here, let's, quickly go while people are still rolling in. Let's go to our good friend at Bounding into Comics. John F. Trent. I believe John wrote this. Yep. He wrote this. And I might slice this up into a video later. The thing is, folks, before we get started this, is their frustration is being taken out on YouTubers, on fans, on paying customers right now, when the truth is that they're frustrated with themselves too. They know they went a little too woke on this one, and they know that the beer bug derailed everything, and they know that all of this was being rejected prior to the beer bug, and they invested so much into this, and it's because they listened to Anita Sarkeesian? Is this true? Instincts are so important. Nobody's instincts are ever perfect. But if you see a common trait between any president, any CEO, who, by the way, Hollywood tends to portray every rich person and CEO as just a soulless bastard. Zach brought this up in his video about Steve Jeppy, and I couldn't agree with him more. That's never the case. They can be narcissistic, but they're not dumb. They're not dumb, soulless bastards. That's what I meant to say. They're not dumb. And they have good instincts, and that's the key to being a good entrepreneur, a good creative, anything. It's trusting your instincts. They're never on all the time, but sometimes you just got to go with the gut feeling. I don't know why he bought in. Drunkerman bought into this stuff, but he did, and well, this is what you get for listening to Anita Sarkeesian. Not somebody I bring up very often on this channel. I don't usually like going after like individual people who are not creating something, and it's fine. There's plenty of people who've made plenty of videos about him. I think Jarbo made about 175 videos on her. So, Naughty Dog Vice President and The Last of Us Part 2 director Neil Druckmann, sorry, confirmed he fired what he described as sexist focus testers. Okay. In an interview with Glixel in 2016, Druckmann was asked how Anita Sarkeesian's feminist frequency videos influenced him in regards to the development of Uncharted 4. Druckmann responded, "When I'm introducing and describing a new character to our lead character concept artist, constantly she will ask, 'What if it was a girl?' And I'm like, 'Oh, there's girls? What are girls? Put girls in a video game? Cutting edge. I didn't think about that. Let me think. Does that affect or change anything? No. Cool. That's different. Yeah, let's do it.'" All right. So, I mean, that's fine for a lot of things, but like, say you're playing a video game and it's supposed to be about World War II and you're fighting some 300-pound Yahtzee. There wouldn't be any difference if a 14-year-old girl was fighting him. He's right. He's right. I'm wrong. He's right. He added, initially in the epilogue, it was Nate's son. Something similar happened with the mansion they go into. That was an old English guy's house. She asked, well, what if it was a woman? I could see. Is that Anita's pitch, or is that whatever person he was working with pitch? Is that their whole job, is to sit there and while they're writing games, she taps on the shoulder and she goes, what if that's a girl? Yes. Yes. Another paycheck. Oh, man. Is that her official job title? I am the director of What If It's a Girl. Druckmann then detailed that a number of the focus testers questioned the changes. You have some sexist focus testers who were really upset by Nadine beating up Nate, and really upset at the end when it was Nate's daughter. Were they upset? I mean, were they upset, or were they just providing some feedback saying, I don't know. Maybe this daughter was 6'5" and 300 pounds. Okay. But, okay, for example, I watched a terrible show called Krypton, where on the planet Krypton, it was pretty much men and women, just like on Earth. And we had little supermodels beating the shit out of 300-pound guys. Kind of like Batwoman. Verisimilitude. If you want, give them powers. Give them a mech suit. Give them guns. There's ways to do it. But if you're having somebody just bare-fisted fighting, yeah, maybe a focus group's going to go, gamers like realism. And that's not very realistic. Sexist. He went on to confirm that he fired at least one of the focus testers, I'm calling bullshit on this, by the way, for providing their feedback, to the point where he had to ask one guy to leave. In his core, it just affected him. He was cursing, "Not you too, Naughty Dog. God damn it. I guess I'm done with Uncharted. If you guys ever make another one with his daughter, this effing bullshit." Oh, that sounds like he read that off a Twitter post, maybe. Druckmann concluded the question saying, "And I was like, wow. Why does that matter? Why does it? You know what? If it matters, you're right, Neil Druckmann. If it doesn't matter so much, why change it from a man to a woman? If it doesn't matter. I mean, you're saying it doesn't matter. So do only certain things matter, or does nothing matter? Just checking. Recent rumors indicate that Naughty Dog employees are in fear of losing their jobs if they criticize the story for the upcoming The Last of Us Part 2. Well, I don't know if that's true or not, but generally, I mean, no company likes their employees criticizing them openly. As a matter of fact, a lot of them write stuff into the contract. For example, I couldn't go on my live stream while I was working for Tesla or Technicolor or my, God, why am I forgetting where I work now? The place I worked at before, Ascent Media, Ascent Media before Technicolor. I couldn't go and badmouth them on a live stream and expect to keep my job. I understand that. But I was never like brought into a meeting and threatened with my job. I would be probably threatened with discipline, not getting fired, but I can see them firing their employees, especially with all the takedowns we've recently seen on YouTube. It's either that or it's some crazy Last of Us fan who's just like, "Don't ever say anything bad about my game." I don't know. I mean, every claim I've gotten, you can see who made the claim. So I don't know if Jeremy has said that or not. We'll have to see. If it's a copyright claim, by the way, if it's a copyright claim. An anonymous source allegedly connected to Naughty Dog told Sausage Roll, "The team is very much divided on the game, and even voicing your concerns on its story will upset certain individuals. It usually results in said person being called closed-minded or even phobic." Now, I would like to point out that no employer can call their employees such things without that employer getting into a lot of trouble with their HR department. Now, would it happen in a game company? Of course. I've seen worse happen at Technicolor. Doesn't mean they're not going to do it, but the employee has some rights in that situation. Just saying. Or some such nonsense. Some people literally have to bite their tongues for fear of losing their jobs, even careers, to an outrage mob. Druckmann Druckmann's don't like it, don't buy it moment. Oh man. See, I put Kelly Sue DeConnick's don't like it, don't buy it moment in front of one of my videos. She is one of many. The SJWs and the NPCs are legion. They are many. And that is their attitude. If you don't like it, don't buy it. Don't worry, we won't. By the way, not an attitude you can really have very much anymore. We are moving into the era of the customer is king again. Better dust off the red carpets, the gold scepters. Not only did Druckmann confirm he fired a focus tester for giving their feedback on the game, but recently he posted a picture of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain alongside a quote, to his Instagram stories. Given the timing of the Instagram post, it appears to be in reference to the recent The Last of Us Part 2 leaks and criticisms of the game's story. The quote reads, "At this point, I have a request for our fans," paying customers, by the way. "At this point, I have a request for our paying customers. If any of you in any way hate the alphabet community, people of a different color, women, please do this. Please do us a favor. Leave us the F alone." Sorry, I didn't want to. I already cussed once. I don't know. I'm inconsistent. Leave us the fuck alone. There, I just said it. It continues. "Don't come to our shows. Don't buy our records." That's such a stunning and brave statement. Oh my God. I am just so stunned by the bravery of a statement. Everybody, I am against murder. I know. Love me, because I'm against murder. I think it's bad. So is racism. Racism is bad. Did you know that? But Neil Druckmann thinks because you're against identity politics, intersectional feminism, or you, not even against, don't agree with the philosophy. How's that? That you are an ist or a phobe, racist, you're phobic. That's what he thinks. That's what they all think. They all think they're making the world a better place. They all think they're warriors. They labeled themselves warriors. These noodle-armed little game developers are warriors. Some of them extremely talented game developers. And I equate it to a comic book artist. We love comic book artists, by the way. We don't want to paint them with a broad brush. But if you're, say, a writer of fantasy novels, if you're a really good comic book artist, if you are a game developer, you spend a lot of time in seclusion. It's true. You do. Now, there are exceptions. There are outliers. But for the most part, not a lot of them are people persons. So this is why, and of course, I mean, it's so stunning and brave to put a guy who blew his head off up, a quote from a guy who blew his head off because he couldn't kick heroin. Sad, sad story. Or I'm trying to think, what's the Tiger? I didn't watch Tiger King. Courtney Love, was she the first Carol Baskin? I don't know. I'm just kidding. I don't think so. I really don't think so. YouTuber The Quartering compared this to former EA Chief Creative Officer Patrick Sutherland's respond to Battlefield 5 criticism. Sutherland sent a clear message to fans who were unhappy with the game's marketing and production, saying, "And we don't take any flack. We stand up for the cause because I think those people who don't understand it well, you have two choices. Either accept it or don't buy the game. I'm fine with either. It's just not okay. It's not." Fucking these self-important, pretentious shitheads. I made a video game. I put a fictional girl made out of pixels in a video game. Worship me. That's what happens when these people who have largely been isolated for a long portion of their lives get a little notoriety. The Quartering questioned, is this the way... hang on, let me pop it back up again, sorry. The Quartering questioned, one more time, is this the if you don't like it, you don't buy it? I don't think that worked very good for Battlefield, which, by the way, wrapped up production earlier because sales were so terrible. I wonder what the sales are going to be for The Last of Us 2. He adds, "Are you kidding me, Neil Druckmann? Did you just insinuate if you don't like the story, then you must have a problem with gay folks? This is almost worse. This is This is not just if you don't like it, don't buy it. This is if you don't like it, you're phobic. You are an evil person. Druckmann blames misogyny for his failure. As the Quartering points out in his video, Druckmann has also blamed misogyny for why one of his games failed. At the International Game Developers Association in 2013, Druckmann explained the reasons the game failed. The reason it failed is because it was a misogynist idea. Oh. Do you ever wonder if any of these guys go home and just punch themselves in the dick over and over again? I actually wonder that. And if they do, does it hurt? It might not. I punch myself there to try to feel something. It's highly like that Druckmann is already setting the stage to trot out this line given the massive backlash to The Last of Us Part 2 following the game's leaks, and he wouldn't be the first. We just recently saw Elizabeth Banks trot it out even before Charlie's Angels bombed. She stated, "Look, people, don't have to buy tickets to this movie, but this movie has to make money." Banks added, "If this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces the stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies." That is passive aggressive 101. Elizabeth Banks, I used to like you. Oh my God, I used to love Elizabeth Banks, man. Oh well. She elaborated, "They'll go see comic book movies with Wonder Woman. Hell yeah. Captain Marvel, only because I had to. Because that's a male genre." Is that a woman calling comic book films a male genre? Interesting. So even though those are movies about women, they put them in the context of feeding the larger comic book world. So it's all about, yes, you're watching a Wonder Woman movie, but we're setting up 3 other characters, or we're setting up the Justice League. Release the Snyder Cut. I would not be surprised if Druckmann follows Banks' lead and uses the same playbook for The Last of Us Part 2. Hey, he's already well on his way. He's already well on his way. Makes your head hurt, doesn't it? Makes your head hurt. Matthew Trump, thank you again for the $4.99. Huron the Steadfast, thank you for the $20 Canadian. Put in a question in there. You didn't say anything. Thank you, Huron the Steadfast, for 20 Canadian dollars, Canadian pesos. Keller Ranch for $2. Had 12 minutes and change as my bet, and here's my $2. I wasn't that late today. No, well, I had to cancel a live stream, so I figured I'd be close to on time today. Liked Jeremy's response to Naughty Dog. Hail the Phantom Menace. Yes, I did. What I saw in the live stream. Thank you for the £5, Nicholas Horton. And yes, screw Naughty Dog. It's the Nooner. Oh yeah, I'm so pumped right now. Adam Child, thank you, my friend. Yeah, next week they'll be back to being at noon. I had some catching up to do, but now I'm not quite ahead of schedule or anything like that. But it's been a long time since I put out 2 videos 2 days in a row. So there you go. Sean Thompson for $2. Kathleen Kennedy is the Nancy Pelosi of Hollywood. You know, I mean, it's one of those jokes where it's been out there the whole time and I didn't pick up on it. That's good. That's good. Jer Hermy for $2. Gary, thanks for the shout out on your Who video. You're welcome, buddy. Thanks for the help with it. Thanks for bringing Philip Morris to my attention. The man who is scouring the earth for old Doctor Who episodes, and he put up R.I.P. Doctor Who. That should pretty much tell you something. Longtime fans. I can't remember the guy's name, but there was somebody put up their 30 to 40-year-old Doctor Who collection up for auction. They were done. Now I'm not willing to go that far yet, but Doctor Who it is the worst case scenario. As bad as The Last of Us plot sounds, as bad as Luke Skywalker's treatment in The Fall of Skywalker, as bad as Star Trek has been, Doctor Who going back and undoing its past, pissing all over its past is a crime against imagination. It's a crime against canon. It's a crime committed against everybody who wrote previous episodes. It's disrespecting Verite Lambert. It's disrespecting everybody who's been involved in the show prior to Chris Chibnall's unholy, crappy, shitty reign. It's disgusting. And you know what? I know Russell T. Davies and Stephen Moffat, they got to pretend to be friends with it. And maybe they're friends, but like, you know, when your friend does just like a dick move and, you know, real friends will tell you you did a dick move. I don't know if anybody's that close in entertainment. To be honest, they're not. They're all about passive aggressive. So they're all, great job, Chris. Good job with the female doctor. This motherfucker sucks as shit. You know they are. You know they are. There is nobody, no respected Doctor Who fan, nobody with integrity, whether you agree with us or not, could be okay with that decision. Mr. Lincity for $4.99. Hail, Gary. Better your internet went down than Naughty Dog striking your channel. Don't know how they think this can help them right now. It doesn't. It doesn't. So it could have been an employee. I don't know. You guys tell me in the chat. As Jeremy talked about it, was it an employee? Was it Naughty Dog? If Naughty Dog did indeed do that, you made things 1,000 times worse. You know what you do? You let the YouTuber have their say. They have you know what? YouTube will decide ultimately if a video needs to be striked down, but they're going to err on the side of caution and take down the video because they don't want to get sued. I don't really understand that, but I'm okay with it. I mean, I have to be okay with a lot of things on this platform. Believe me, something much worse happened 2 days ago. Something much, much worse. I mean, I love my friend Jeremy. I love Ryan, but I think they would both agree that there was, I can't even talk about it. There was a video removed from YouTube that should not have been. Whether you agreed with it or not, it should not have been removed. And that, I mean, like, as much as this platform has gone through, and I'm grateful for this platform, I'm going to stay on it, and I'm going to have to try to stay within their nebulous rules as long as I can, because, you know, my message isn't going to get out anywhere else until I start getting working on my website or whatever. So I'm going to stay here for the long haul. I'm not going anywhere. But that was the first time I was disgusted by the platform. And I've never really criticized it. I've gotten mad at it, but I mostly support YouTube and its right to do what the hell it wants with its own platform. Didn't like that move. With Jeremy, this will benefit Jeremy. This will absolutely benefit Jeremy. So, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't want to get Naughty Dog to strike him down again, but if you do, you get what you get. Everybody's going to remember this. Everybody's going to remember this when that game comes out. Anytime there's any news from this game, they're going to remember the leak. And then afterwards, they went out and started striking down videos. There's no better way to bring attention to something you don't want attention being brought to than to try to silence it. But, you know, I offer this unsolicited advice and they're not going to listen. You know, somebody tried to engage with me on Twitter the other day in some Twitter beef, and they went on and 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 on. And I responded once and walked away. I almost wanted to tell the person, it's like, I'm not listening. I moved on. You know, and that's where they have no power. Nobody has. That's where you prove the blue check marks have no power. Zero power. It's only what we give them. So Naughty Dog just gave Jeremy a ton of power. And good for Jeremy, by the way. The freaking idiots. But how many? I mean, we're going to see another company do this. We're going to see a Marvel creator do this within the next 6 months. Somebody else will do it. How many times have we seen it before? Hail Gary. Thank you, by the way. Brendan Lucas for £5. I almost read that super chat again. I watched the leaked cut scenes from The Last of Us 2. June 19th will be amazing. Gary, get on this. This is the Last Jedi level stuff. This is beyond woke. Well, I leave it to you guys. I can do my homework and get into it. I just don't like commenting. I mean, I could comment on how it affected my friend on YouTube, but as far as breaking down points of the game, I don't think that's really my place because I haven't played the game. So I cannot criticize the story. It sounds woke as hell. It does. But it still could be a good story. Okay, I'm trying to be impartial on this one. It's not working. It's going to suck. But I really try to keep my criticism to stuff I've actually played. So yeah, maybe I'll take some time, Brendan, and I'll play the game. And that way I'll have a credible opinion. I want to have a credible opinion. I don't want to be just one of those people who flies in and just whatever's trending, talks about whatever's trending. Okay, so I'll look into it. If it interests me, if I think it's something that I'm passionate about, I'll do a video on it. And yes, I've left a lot of stuff behind. Honestly, I left in 2018, I didn't talk about Star Wars because after I saw The Last Jedi, I said, I'm done. I don't ever want to talk about it again. F this movie. It's dead to me. And I didn't talk about Star Wars for months when everybody was talking about Star Wars. I talked about Doctor Who and other stuff. And it was only later that I got into it because I can't even remember what got me pissed. Oh, it was when Mark Hamill came out and said he was done with Star Wars. And I think that was my first Star Wars video since my review. And that's what got me all riled up again. But I have to genuinely be riled up. Now, I am genuinely riled up because they went after my friend. So, and listen, you know, Jeremy can take it. He's got people making videos about him every day, irrelevant YouTubers making videos about him every day, and he blows that stuff off, and that's good. Don't respond to it ever, but this is different. This is a giant, I don't know, are they billion-dollar corporation? Multi-million-dollar corporation? Punching down using their stupid, I hate that. Keller Ranch, welcome to the Gandalf level. I appreciate it. Thank you, Keller. See you later on the Exozone, by the way. So yeah, if you guys listen, you guys will keep me in check, right? I try not to. And by the way, I don't want to pass judgment on other YouTubers who do that. It's fine because you're commenting on pop culture, so it's totally fine. So I don't see it as evil. I'm not passing judgment on other YouTubers at all. As a matter of fact, I subscribe to many of them and watch all their videos. And I think if you have an informed opinion on pop culture, it's okay to comment on news about entertainment that you haven't watched. I think that's fine. I just don't. I think gaming is so far out of my sphere. I don't know. But I have time to get into it. I have time, so I'll absolutely consider it. Especially, I mean, a bunch of you emailed me today and asked me to talk about it, and I was going to talk about it in defense of Jeremy. I'm white knighting my friend Jeremy. Leave Jeremy alone. When these old men become woke like Druckmann, it's because they are ashamed over their own historical perception of women. Brendan Lucas for £5. Brilliant statement there. Absolutely. It's projection. For example, one of the biggest criticisms you hear towards a lot of us is we're just doing this shit for money. Like, we don't really feel this upset, or we might be actually lying to you. Basically calling the audience stupid. And it's the same thing. The people making those accusations probably do everything for money. That's my guess. Because they're judging the world by their own, values, basically. Or lack of values. That's the way I see it. So, yeah, Neil Druckmann, wonder what skeletons he's got hanging in his closet. Maybe Anita was very persuasive. If Anita Sarkeesian is involved with something, it will suck. Jason Smoot. No wiser words have been ever spoken on this platform. Thank you for the $20. Soon as I saw Joss Whedon sitting with her, done with the guy. Done with the guy. And I'm pretty sure Joss Whedon's ex-wife insinuated that they got a little... I don't know. I don't know these things. This is just my speculation. Psycho Dwarf 9 for $2. How many sales got torpedoed by this stupidity? You can never put a number on it, Psycho Dwarf. I'm guessing 30 to 35%. A significant amount. We have precedents. So Battlefield 5, how badly did Battlefield 5 sell? I would say equal to that. These games, here's the deal. They work on these games for so long. Here's the one thing I do know. They have to be not just mildly successful. They need to be really, really successful. And you're one and done. It's the music business all over again. So the gaming business just completely replaced the music industry. And, you front a bunch of money to Guns N' Roses, and then they blow it all up their nose. And they're out of money, but they still have to produce a contractually obligated album that they're not going to make any money off. So they have to tour twice as hard to actually make money. Yeah. And you can't tour in the gaming industry. So yeah, it's the same shit all over again. Glinzer for $5. Glinzer. Naughty Dog has become Rabid Dog. I guess the Neil Druckmann hasn't seen Old Yeller. I guess he hasn't seen Old Yeller. Yes. I have. I didn't cry. I didn't. I was very sad, though. I was very sad. But we were watching it in an elementary class, and there was no way I was going to crack any tears in front of girls in that class. This was like 6th grade. You cry out loud in 6th grade, in the 80s? Ugh, your life is over. So we're all the dudes are all holding it in, Moons of Madness. Welcome to the proto-molecule level. Welcome. William Hartnell, the first Doctor is his avatar. The first effing Doctor. Oh, there's so much crap going on. It's like it's freaking woke shit is in its death throes, right? So we're getting the end result of everything. This is the climax. We are in the final act of woke. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to produce it. I'm not saying they're not going to try, but there's no way the general public and the normie, which does drive all the sales, is buying into this shit. I don't know if they ever were, but they're not buying into it anymore. I'll be honest with you. I was YouTubing, but I wasn't YouTubing like this, and I was just podcasting. But 2015 was one of the most discouraging years politically. I thought the world was just descending into hell with all the crap that was going on campuses and stuff. And it led to this. It infiltrated and screwed up. And entertainment was on such an upward trajectory. In 2015, shit was good. It was so good. And this effed it all. Well, it's 2016. Jacked it all up. It's such a shame. It is. And the people in comics, the people in Hollywood, the people at the BBC just thought this shit never ends. You, the fans, are an endless ATM who is going to buy our stuff whether we like it or not. They got so arrogant, they thought they could start excusing some of their paying customers for wrongthink. I say we make them pay. Come on. Like I said in my video, if you watch my Star Wars video, do it. Make it all. Make A-Force, make a She-Hulk TV show. Do it. Do it. Gary, why are they ruining the games we like? Zero Depressive for 50 Rons. Because it's a temper tantrum. Also, let me give you a scenario. I doubt this happened. This is just I'm a bit jaded because I'm old. I'm 50. I've seen things you wouldn't believe. I've seen some shit. All right. I've seen some people do some crazy shit. So everything is on the table these days. So let's just say there's a guy named Neil Druckmann. I never met him. Politically, he could be up his ass, but maybe he's a nice guy. I don't think so. But I don't know. I haven't met him. And let's just say he's like this uber talented guy that you need to have around. He makes the company a lot of freaking money. And Neil gets into a little trouble. Neil, I don't know, messes around with a girl. And this could be John Smith. Again, this is based on nothing. This is just a story I'm telling using his name. I probably shouldn't, but we'll just call him Neil. So Neil gets into a little trouble with a lady. And the HR department finds out about it. And everybody finds out. But this guy's way too talented to fire. We fire him, man, we're screwed. This guy is like, he's our ATM. He's a hit maker with these games. So what do? You got a handler. They did this with music stars or rock stars all the time. Music stars. God, my God, I sound old. With those musicians from the olden days who put music on the phonograph. So say Neil gets in a little trouble with a lady and they got to sweep it under the covers. They get an HR department and they bring in Anita Sarkeesian to talk to him. And what it basically becomes is a sort of blackmail. I think we've seen this practice in real life before. I don't know what situation, but I'm pretty sure this has happened. It almost feels like somebody's got pictures of somebody or some information. And you know what? I have a way you can make this right. Here's how you make this right. Your next game, fill it full of intersectional feminism. Absolutely fill it. Show us that you're an ally. I want to hear that you're an ally. And if we hear that, then we won't call you an ist or a phobe or leak any photos or any private messages or I don't know. Or it might simply be we won't call you. Anita comes in and goes, listen, you either put this, you just absolutely fill it with intersectional feminism or we're going to cancel you. I have no information on you whatsoever, but I'll make some up or something or other. I'll have somebody make an accusation. And maybe it's somebody self-editing. Maybe they're just afraid this is going to happen because they know they've done something, but it hasn't gone out yet. You never know. So they try to deflect. And how many times have we seen it? The more people try to deflect. I don't know. Again, just floating it out there, not saying I know anything or at all. Listen to your review of The Expanse. Holy crap, that's a great show. Chris Mead, $5. The Expanse is the best science fiction show on television, period. All Star Trek fans should be watching The Expanse. Thanks for all the entertainment during lockdown. Much love from the East Coast. Wizardbees for $5. Right back at you. I had a great trip to the East Coast last year, and I look forward to going back once everything calms down in New York a little bit. By the way, I hope everybody's doing great. I want to repeat that while this is a very serious situation, hopefully, and I know this stuff is not important in the grand scheme of things, and I know most of you know that, but once in a while somebody comes in and goes, why are you talking about this when the world is ending? It's like, okay, world's not ending. We're going to be okay. So it's a very serious situation. But I will agree with Steve Jeppy on one thing from Diamond. The power of positive thinking is a good thing. It's good to make fun and mock of, celebrities because they're dumb or game developers because they're dumb. But we're going to be okay. We are. Dun, 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 dun. It is one thing for a company to mock and trash their fans. It is flat out dangerous when they start intimidating and censoring us. That's where democracy dies, and we cannot allow that. iCane 1906 for $10. Yes. Unfortunately, again, the worst event that happened on YouTube in the last 48 hours, we're not allowed to even talk about it. We're not allowed to even talk about it. And something bad happened. I'm disappointed. I'm like, that's what it is. It's just like, I'm disappointed as hell. Because it starts to make me feel a little dirty about being on this platform. Looking forward to The Last of Us sales numbers. I am too, Eskimono Phono for $1.99. Loquacious Primate. Hail, Gary. Good live streams lately. Both entertaining and informative. Did you get my email? Yes. Still can't find it. Something strange is afoot. Well, just send another one. Again, send it to Agent Bossy Boots at yahoo.com. Send it to Agent Bossy Boots at yahoo.com. That's Mrs. Nerdrotic's email. Eskimono, if you want to email me, it's Gary at nerdrotic.com. But my email box, I'm behind. I caught up on some Twitter DMs today, though. Eskimono Phono for $4.99. Did you see the Harley Quinn show clip making fun of Snyder Cut fans? I heard about it. Warner Brothers, that is a hornet's nest you do not want to kick, okay? Because Snyder Cut fans, by the way, I love you, Snyder Cut fans, are fundamentalist DC fans. So they're a fundamentalist faction that has broken off from DC, and they have turned into like the craziest fans. It's great. But my God, it's something. It is something. You don't want to be on the wrong side of the Snyder Cut fans. And why would you be? Release the effing Snyder Cut. I want to see it. I went from like not being interested to I can't wait to see it now. I honestly can't wait to see it. I would put it right up there with one of my most anticipated movies of this year. If they release the Snyder Cut, it would be the first thing I buy. Absolutely the first thing I buy. I'd pay $50 for it. Take my money. I'm hyped up about it. And it could suck, but I'm totally into it now. So Sean Thompson for $5. I live in California. I really want to go to the beach and run around with scuba gear so I can go into the water when the police come and give them the finger. Yeah. I'll talk about that on the Exozone. But thank you, Sean Thompson. I'll remember to read that again. Agent Zero. No one wants to go to the social justice hero journey because the social justice hero's journey, because there is, I've got to use that for a video title. I'm totally going to use that. There is nothing heroic or noble about tearing others down to build yourself up. And that is the social justice hero's journey, isn't it? It's not the hero sacrificing him or herself for the people. It's the people sacrificing themselves for the hero. Because she just deserves stuff. Because it'll look better. It'll look better on a woman. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dana Bailey for $5. Thanks to you and all the Friday Night Tights gang. Hey, thank you very much. And I'm fired up for tomorrow's show. Although, damn it, I've been so caught up in my crap, I forgot to get a guest. We'll get a guest. I'll work on somebody tonight. I'll find somebody tonight. By the way, as permanent member, what do you think about Walmart not stocking comics? I think it's great. Classical English liberal for £1.99. It's amazing. It's great. I hope they stock all the titles, because more comics out in the world means there's a potential for making new comic fans. They're not your competition. I hate to break this to you, comic shops, You're no competition for it. You're no threat to anybody. You can threaten the publishers. I won't carry your stuff all you want. And they're pretending they're going, oh, okay, little boy. All right, don't worry. We won't sell digital first or whatever. They could give a fuck. You're not intimidating anybody. You are a flea on the ass of the comic book industry. You need to understand that if you're a comic shop owner. I understood it. So I decided to make my own little world. And I knew I was never going to be influential over Diamond, Marvel, or DC. They would pretend to listen to me because they're pretending to be nice. And I know they wouldn't. So there are these comic shop owners, they get on the live stream they're like the Mount Rushmore of comic shop, they're the tribunal of comic shop owners and they're all. And the only one talking most of them were pretty cool. Talk about Brian mostly. Joe Field, okay? If you guys watch that live stream, Joe Field, the owner of Flying Color Comics, that's the one you listen to. Because what was he saying? Let the free market decide. Let the market decide. Let the market decide. Let the market decide. End of story. End of story. Key to small business. Location, location, location. Customer service. Let the dollars decide. Boba Yogi for $5. Space Command. First full episode is complete. Oh, that's great. It is everything Picard should have been. Everyone needs to watch the first episode. Well, I was looking for a good time to release the Zickery video, and now this is it. So I can release the video and then direct people to that first episode. Good. I owe him a big favor. I'm probably going to end up buying some stock into the thing because I feel bad. But Mark Zickery is a good, honest guy who happens to work in Hollywood. He's written some great Star Trek episodes. He's a longtime writer in Hollywood, and he's the kind of people we want working down there, who believe in neutrality, balance, entertaining everybody, where you can still get your messages in all you want. Again, nobody's asking you to change your politics. We're asking you to consider other people's. We're asking you to be considerate, to truly be inclusive, and to make good stories. Druckmann went full Kelly Sue DeConnick. Never go full Kelly Sue DeConnick. You are right. Eugenio Olivencia. Eugenio Olivencia. Reminds me of going to Italy. I don't even know if you're Italian or not. Keller Ranch for $50. And this is why I still play Halo 1. Fallout Las Vegas and Unreal Tournament GOTY from, what's GOTY? That's not Grand Theft Auto. I don't know. From 2000 and PC, and why I still play Tetris and Zelda on the NES. Anita can take her focus group and stick it up her ass. I'll finish that for you. Yeah, the only video games I played regularly where I got good at, you're going to laugh, because it's like 4. The first one was Diablo, then I went to Diablo 2, then it was City of Heroes, and then it was Red Dead Redemption, and then I played some Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, was pretty good. I like that one. The Amazing Spider-Man video game, you guys remember that one? That one was good too. Movie sucked, but the game was damn good. I haven't played the PS4 Spider-Man yet. Maybe someday. The thing is, I'm afraid I'll get lost in the game. I have Witcher 3 ready to go, and I will keep my promise. When I do play that for the first time, I will be on Twitch, and you can all laugh at me. Jason Smoot for $1.49. Thank you, Jason Smoot, for the phallic unicorn. Lars Leonard for 50 Danish krona. Hail, mate. Did you see the new Justice Warriors have been pushed off another week? I did. Also, bring on Fragaboom one day. Have a great day. I will bring him on, as I will reach out to him and see if he wants to come on. I heard he was on Az's stream, and that was a good stream. Go check it out, by the way. Eric K for $1.99. Gary, you hate murder and you hate murder and racism. So brave. I do. I am against murder and racism. I think these are very bad things. Also, you should drink water and eat food. Thank you very much. James Hopkins for $5. I seem to remember John Connor suffering a similar fate, being killed just to be replaced by a woman. Yes, it's I can't go into details, James, but you're right. It's a similar fate because it's a similar cause. And this cause isn't the cause of storytelling. It's not the cause of bringing you on a journey that it makes you forget about the real world for a little while and takes you. That's what games are, immersive fantasy novels. And that's the power they have. And it gets wasted. And that's exactly what they did to John Connor. Sacrificed on the altar of agenda. King Koopa is a member at the proto-molecule level. Hail, thank you. And then he just went up to the Geloja level right after that. Brilliant. King Koopa, thank you for the phallic unicorn for $1.49. I hope today you didn't smoke too much weed. But if you did, it's okay. I'm not judging. I'm happy it's legal. I don't touch this stuff, but I'm happy it's legal. Wizard BS for $5. Don't forget The Last of Us developers shamelessly stole Ellen Page's likeness. Yeah, I guess it kind of looks like Ellen Page, who's a crazy SJW too. She is. King Koopa for $5 Canadian. Thanks, Gary. I don't know how much I donate, but glad to help. XD. It's £5 or $5 Canadian is probably $2. I don't know. Wasn't the Canadian dollar stronger than the American dollar for a little while? I don't know. Matt Guy for £2. BBC stands for Broken British Culture. You're right. So the BBC, the effing BBC. The BBC. So apparently these watch parties for Doctor Who were put on by Emily Cook from Doctor Who magazine, but the BBC really didn't have very much involvement. I don't know. This is just what I heard. But they had to give permission for some stuff, which goes through Chris Chibnall. I have heard that they weren't entirely happy with the response. So I was speculating that in my videos. I didn't know it. I didn't hear it from anybody. I'm just going, I'm guessing they're not happy. There's no way they could be happy because they're seeing thousands and thousands of people go on Twitter who were not, there weren't thousands of people interacting for their show when it was on the air. But we have Emily Cook from Doctor Who magazine, who's probably down with all this Jodie stuff, who organizing these watch parties and showing that Doctor Who has seen much better days. So what do they decide to do? They decide to ride David Tennant's coattails. And that's what, frankly, Doctor Who has been for the last 3 or 4 years, is just riding his coattails. Matt Smith did a great job too. Peter Capaldi did a great job, but the writing was shit. But let's be real. Doctor Who hasn't been good for 5 years. 5 years. Now, it's going to be 2 more years until you get any more Doctor Who other than 1 episode, maybe 2. They might sneak in another Christmas special. So we're going to get 2 episodes in 2 years. 2 episodes in 2 years. By the way, I guess I'll state it here. What the hell? I was going to put it in my last video and I forgot. So I have indeed heard, and this is going to come as a shock to no one. Okay. Shock to no one. But I have heard, again, the grain of salt. I have heard this from a source, and it's not a source from LA, so it's probably not legitimate. But this is indeed it for Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall. Like, this will be their last run. They're not going to do a season 14. I'm sure that doesn't surprise anyone, but that's, and I think that was the plan from the get-go, that they were going to do 3 and be done, or maybe Jodie was going to hang around, but Chris Chibnall was never going to do more than 3 seasons. And I'm not sure if it's his choice or the BBC's choice. I'm pretty sure it's his. But that's what I heard from the same person who told me the rumor that was true. So that's that. So you're advocating to screw the pooch. Captain Robert April. Well, I mean, I wouldn't screw the pooch, but I don't judge. It's against the law. Yeah, I wouldn't want you really screwing a pooch for real. That would actually piss me off, but I don't judge. I try not to. I know they were just helping that pooch over the fence, but King Koopa for $5 Canadian. Hail, angry army. We're angry. Ah! I'm amused by a lot of this. I'm angry what they did to Jeremy. But I know Jeremy, I know what he'll do because Jeremy's smart. And I'm angry that they went after my internet son, Ryan. You know, God damn it. You know, I feel bad. I'm one of the ones who talked him in to coming on this platform, and now he gets treated like this. I mean, where is he going to buy his tank tops now? Where is he going to get his V-necks now? The woken are loudest when alone/time's running out. Sin G for 225. Time's up on woke identity politics, intersectional feminism, and political correctness. Will it go away completely? Never. Will the pendulum swing? It's swinging. The David Chappelle effect is in. Look, I'll give you two examples from last year. Tim Miller says that the LBGT 1000 is going to intimidate the F out of misogynists, the fuck out of misogynists. And then his movie tanks. The Verge, I believe it was, or Vice, comes out and says you shouldn't watch Sticks and Stones. It's phobe, and it becomes the biggest comedy special on Netflix for that year. See the difference? That's change happening. Just because Hollywood refuses to change, they refuse to see that the wind has changed directions, the river is flowing in a different direction. Trends change. They cycle through, and they are way behind on this one. Ricky Gervais has a little speech at the Golden Globes, this left-wing guy, and he becomes one of the most popular people with everyone. And I'm sure it helped his show. I'm sure it helps if he ever does like a comedy album, I'm sure it'll help that. So comedians need to start being brave, be what you used to be, comedians. You guys used to have balls. I know you're all crazy and you're all manic depressive and sociopathic and, bipolar, and that's fine. That's what makes you comedians, and that's why we love you. But we need more of you stepping out of line. We need you breaking this effing narrative. Start calling out the CNNs and the MSNBCs, and we need more of you to do it, and you'll be really popular. You'll make lots of money, a lot more money than kissing some late night host's ass, getting your quick appearance, and then being forgotten because you just sounded like a bunch of white noise going, orange man, orange man, orange man. Yeah, the comedians nowadays, most of them are weak-ass punks. They're weak. Except for Kurt Metzger, by the way. Round of applause for Kurt Metzger, who is my new favorite comedian, aside from Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr. Oh, no, but Kurt Metzger gets it. If you guys saw his Joe Rogan interview, it was great. He talks about your boy Zach. He talks about Snowflake and Safe Space. And he talks about the death of woke culture, and he freaking gets it. And he watches our stuff sometimes. So that's good. That's good. So, hail Kurt. Thank you very much. And believe me, I'm a fan of this guy now. Next show he does, I'm there. I'm going to buy a bunch of merch. He's got my money. I'm a fan. Just because Neil Cuckman... Oh, that's so mean, TC the Mandalorian. I need to say it again. Just because Neil Cuckman performed his own oral pleasure doesn't mean he should judge ones that only have been asked the philosophical question, #woke yoga. That is the best SNL skit with Will Ferrell. That is the best skit. I love it. Sinister Caterpie for £5. I've been watching your videos for a while and just want to say thanks for keeping us entertained. Stay safe. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I never get tired of hearing that. Thank you. And I appreciate you guys. You guys have kept me sane all this time. Hang on a second. I'm going to guess something here. Let's see. Oh, I've been ghosted. I knew it. No, I haven't. Okay, good. I looked at the wrong thing. My bad. Never mind. I looked at the wrong thing. I boomered it. That's good because I was like, whew. That's happening less now. So I'm glad they worked that out. So not ghosted. False alarm. But Kurt Metzger, follow him on Twitter. Go check out his interview with Joe Rogan if you haven't. Watch a couple of his routines. He's a funny guy. He's smart. He's got an interesting backstory, by the way. And I have reached out to him a little bit, and maybe we'll, if he wants to. He's been on Joe Rogan, so I'm small potatoes, but I would love to have him on the show. Be great to have him on a Friday Night Tights. Gary, everyone in the chat, get Cyberpunk 2077. Project CD Red doesn't play stupid PC games or man-hating, so when it comes out, you should review it. I am definitely going to buy that game. I am most definitely going to, because it looks cool as hell. And yeah, I'm going to start supporting stuff blindly that isn't woke. Usually I'm picky what I support, but flat out, if they come out and say we're not going to be woke, I'm going to support them. I'm going to buy their shit now. It's a very easy way to get a customer. They hit as well. Gravel Digger for $2. Well, then fuck them for hitting my friend Az. Sorry, Az. I didn't mean to leave you out. If I cut that, I might cut it into a video. Would you guys mind that? It's kind of a campy thing to do, but I might cut it into a video. And I will mention that they hit my friend Az from Heel versus Babyface, Ryan Cannell from RK Outpost, Jeremy twice because they hit his Gaming with Geeks channel, and then he hit his live stream. And Jeremy wasn't showing any spoilers. I don't think he was talking about any spoilers in detail. I talked to him and he said he didn't. He didn't show a single image. He showed a tweet, but that's okay. It's okay to show a tweet. I believe it's out there. I think once it's out there, it's out there. You can't unmake the soup, Naughty Dog. Once it hits the public, if somebody actually took them to court, Naughty Dog would lose. Stephanie Littlepage for $5. This message is made possible by the U.S. Treasury Department and my stimulus payment. Captain Robert April is still waiting on his. Well, congratulations on getting yours. I don't think I'm getting one. I have not received one. And if I do, we're going to give it away. We're going to give it away. Or we might give it to, maybe we'll sparse it out with the employees at the salon or something. Because we had to furlough them. I can't talk about it here, though. The Shadowy Sage for $9.99. Kathleen Kennedy, a.k.a. Karen herself. Lord Menace for $2. 2,700 watching, 83 likes. Hit the like button. It's 1,000 likes. It's 1,000 likes. Thank you very much, by the way. Dude, they struck Ryan twice and even got Az too. IK 1906 for 2. So they got Ryan twice. He's got to be careful. But now I wouldn't stop. If they struck me, I'd be back the very next minute. I would be live again. I would do 5 videos. Jason Smoot for $20. Fine. If they're striking all my friends, then screw it. I'm going to make a video sometime tonight. It'll probably be very low tier. I'll probably, just use portions of my live stream. And I'll put it out tomorrow morning. Waiting for the Ricada Law video on the Naughty Dog situation. Jason Smoot for $20. As am I. It's very interesting how that works out. Because, it's proprietary information. I mean, if you think about like if the designs for a plane or something got out that weren't supposed to, you could certainly take action with that. I don't know how it goes with intellectual property. It's a murky form of law. I think in my opinion, once things get out there, they're out there. Larry, don't buy the game. Cover the storm around it, Gary. Larry. I'm probably going to have to. People are going to want to talk about it, and I'm not going to sit there and go, I don't want to talk about it. So that's on me. And that's why I'm here for you. So if you want to talk about something, I will make sure you have my promise. I will do my due diligence, read up on everything. I don't know if I'll play maybe. I've got a PS4, so. Thank you, Jason Smoot, for the $20. Thank you, Captain Spire, for the $5. Thank you, Lord Menace. Just checking up real quick here. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Good. Okay. And King Copia says, 1-up, and it's a hippopotamus eating 1-up. Thank you very much. Noel Morrison, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. And it's good to see you, Captain Robert April. Zero duality for $2 Canadian. Blue-haired leads to projection and stupidity. It certainly does. It most certainly does. And you know what? It didn't used to. That's the shitty thing. My wife had blue hair in the 80s when that shit was cool and we were dyeing it in like public bathrooms because we didn't have salons and we were freaking broke and we stole the hair dye because we're punk rock. And now it's corporate punk rock and it's cringe as hell. And it's embarrassing. It really is. You see all these badass, don't get me started on my generation. Generation X is the biggest disappointment of my life. They are so freaking woke. And these are all the people who thought they were all bad and punk rock when they were young. And now they're just like government sellouts. They're all tatted out and everything. And then they talk about like collectivism. It's like, dude, you were, when will Mrs. Mel join you in a stream, my liege? Ha, bastard, for $1.99. Someday, when she wants to. She might be doing some hair stuff on her channel, and I'm going to be helping her with that. But yeah, I'll bring her on. Hi, Gary. I've only been watching for a short time, so good to be with people who think the same of Doctor Who, Star Trek, etc. I find you, Gary, to be the voice of reason, and yes, you can call me Arthur. Arthur Dent, as in the late Arthur Dent. See, it's sort of a threat, you see. Thank you, Michael Dent, for $20 Australian. Zeddine Star Shadow for $5. Joel gets the old Andrew Ryan treatment. Golf club to the head. R.I.P. Good storytelling. You got to take out that man. Because having a male lead, straight up, having a male lead at this point is considered misogynist. It's considered supportive of the patriarchy to have a male lead. It's not even white male. Sorry to tell you. It's male lead. Almost leads me to believe that Jodie Whittaker will be replaced by another female doctor. That could happen. Now, if Doctor Who wanted to make money again, you get a young doctor and a young companion. They both have, the doctor doesn't have to be, he can't be like super good looking. They've always got to be quirky, but the companion has to be good looking. She has to be good looking, and it has to be a she. Doctor has to be a he. Doesn't matter. Beyond that, I don't care. Beyond that, it doesn't matter. And it never did. Michael Henley for $11. Hail, Gary. The enemy of my friend causes a more powerful emotional response than the enemy of my enemy. Yes, it does, Michael. I was just about to sleep. I was like, screw it. The internet's dead. I just did a video. I'm going to watch Jeremy for a couple minutes before I turn on my audiobook because I can't fall asleep to Jeremy. And his thing disappeared, and I got all fired up. Scotty Taylor for $10. Naughty Dog has to either sell more than God of War or Spider-Man for it to be successful for Sony, and God of War sold more than 10 million and Spider-Man sold more than 13.3 million. Or it's a flop. Well, they're screwed. They're not selling 10 million of The Last of Us 2. I don't see that. How much here? I'm going to check, see how much Battlefield 5 sold. $7.3 million copies. 7.3 million copies. That's not 10 million. That's not 13.3 million. Do you think that's what so do you think The Last of Us will sell? That's what I predicted it'll sell. 7 million copies. Would you consider that a disappointment? I don't know. I'll leave it to you guys. I will do my homework, though. I'm pretty good at researching and getting up to speed on stuff. I'm never going to say I'm an expert, okay? I will lead that to other people who've actually played the game, but I'll get caught up if I need to. Yours is irrational, wise, expert, articulate, incredibly grounded voice who's massively appreciated this side of the water, Gary. Ludocrat for £5. I bow to you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. I cannot wait to get over to the UK. I am an Anglophile big time. Okay. I love everything British. I love all the music, all the comedy. That's why it's been disappointing. The BBC is a disappointment because I used to be a champion of the BBC. I used to tell everyone that the BBC is so much better than American television. Oh my God. Used to be. It was good. That's why it's Dr. Was and Star Was. It was good. I demand MCU Red Sonja starring Rebel Wilson. Okay. Your demand will be met. Yes, I straight up want a Red Sonja with her metal bikini. Hell yeah. I don't know if you watched the stream with me and Az. I was going through my Defenders comics with the real Valkyrie with her big metal tits. Hell yeah. Broomhilda, Raging Raptor for $1.99. Geez, Gary, you're such a shill for reality. I know. I'm a shill. Somebody did call me a shill for bounding into comics the other day. Yep. Southeastern Kaiju for $5. 50 is the new 30-something. From the original Gen Xer, keep calm and bugger on. Hail! Hail to you, Southeastern Kaiju. Thank you. Mark C. The great Mark C. Remember when Lucasfilm was bought so Disney could have content for boys? I know! Hashtag the force is Karen. That is why they bought Lucasfilm. Because they turned into a girl brand. Disney was a girl brand. That's why I was never into it. Because I'm not into princesses. At the time, if I was single, sure. But I'm not into it. I don't want to dress like one. And now, well, they've got the boys who want to dress like one. Which, it's okay. I'm not judging. But let's just come out and say it. They de-testosteroned Star Wars, Star Trek, and Doctor Who. And that's what they're missing. Everybody goes, what's missing from Doctor Who? Balls? Testicles? Testosterone? Yes. It was an even show. It was a show for everyone. Believe me, it wasn't a dude bro driven show. Doctor Who was not a dude bro show. An argument could be made that Game of Thrones was a dude bro show. It turned into that in the last 5 seasons. And I think that's one of the problems George R. R. Martin is having with writing the book is because the story has gotten away from him as far as how the crowd, how the fans treat it, because there's fans of houses. And Preston Jacobs made this point in a video years ago. Like, George is all about the nihilism. This is about, Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire is about the horrors of war and everything is bad. There is going to be no hero winning at the end. Nobody's winning the Iron Throne. Remember, I remember Mark C, and that was prior to 2015, of course. Nicholas Horton for $5. Harley Quinn show has been killing off the male Batman villains. Oh, the wokeness. Yeah, I watched about 10 minutes of it, and it could be so good. The Harley Quinn cartoon could be the best thing on DC streaming if they would just remove the woke shit and the intersectional feminism. But we could say that about a lot of stuff now. Steve O, 9. And you know what? DC is taking their second most popular character and flushing her down the toilet. And think about it. You had everything you wanted, an empowered female character, and you're jacking it up by making her act like a man. How is that a victory for feminism? Oh, it's not. It's not. Gary, not to be off topic, can't be off topic here, man. I am the king of off topic. But when are you planning to do the next Exozone? Well, I said it earlier, but I don't expect everyone to hear every word I say during a live stream. We will be doing it in about an hour, a little over an hour and 18 minutes. Steve-O. So there you go. Thank you for the $9.99. MS for $2. Get Jeremy tomorrow. Well, that's funny. I'm assuming that's a joke. Well, the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. On Friday Night Tights, I was coordinating it was Odin's. So I started a show on Friday night 2.5 years ago. And it was early on when I was doing just podcasts, and I wanted to do just a regular night show. And Jeff, I wanted to do Thursday, but Jeff from World Class Bullshitters had Thursday, and I always watched his Thursday podcast. So I'm like, I'll be Friday. And, we got 50 to 100 viewers for a couple of years. That's about what it was. We eventually named it. I named it Friday Night Tights a couple of years ago. My co-host and I did not see eye to eye on things, so he left. We used to have Susan Layton on from 1428 Elm. She left. I think, when I started finding my voice, starting to get a little outspoken about stuff, my co-host didn't like that very much. So they went on and that's fine. No hard feelings. And I was on my own for a little while. Then I got Comics Division on, and we did it for months, and it started growing. And then Odin hit me up at Comic-Con and said, hey, Jeremy has left the High Council, but we want to do something with Geeks and Gamers people. It was never our intention to have Jeremy on every Friday. And because Jeremy said, I can't do all this stuff because he was trying to start his new channel. But then eventually when Jeremy's time got freed up, he just kind of showed up and stayed. And now he's there. It's great. So we will have Jeremy on tomorrow. Yes. 13th Warrior for $2. Just drink the Kool-Aid, peasants, right? Hey, it says Naughty Dog. Just drink the Kool-Aid, peasants. And you could say that about the BBC as well. Or HBO. Mark C, you retracted your message. Sorry if YouTube did that, Mark C. Thank you for the $5. You could repeat it and just put it in the chat, the regular chat. So HBO Max is about to start, folks. They need content. In no sane world does Batwoman get renewed. In no sane world does Doctor Who get renewed. In no sane world does Westworld get renewed. All three of those shows have lost, I'll try to do this in order, 70, 60, 67% of their audience. Batwoman has lost 70%. Doctor Who has lost 60%. And Westworld has lost 67% of their audience. And they got renewed. Why? Alphabet female lead. Female lead who probably is Alphabet. And Alphabet female lead. I mean, let's be real. Does Jodie Whittaker play like I mean, not that it matters, but she's most definitely not a straight woman. I think she's into Yaz. I do. So, yeah, that's why you can't fire anybody. And you paint yourself into a woke corner that you can't get out of. And everything's fine because with streaming services, you got a big pile of money coming in from your subscribers, supposedly. And then, the thing that shall not be named happens and it wipes all that from the map. So they're screwed. Would you be open to collaborating with the Rageaholic, aka Razorfist? Pooh Zerker for $5. Yes, absolutely. I need to message. I keep forgetting. God damn it. I'll do it tonight. Absolutely. I would get a little starstruck, Pooh Zerker, to be honest with you. I see the Rageaholic as kind of like he's like a big freaking YouTube star. I've been watching him for years. I watch all of his his metal documentaries and his Deep Space Nine stuff, and I bought comic books because of him. Yeah, no, absolutely open to it. I don't know if you'd slum around with me, but Detritus for $10. Looks like the BBC effed up Discworld show. Oh yeah, Pratchett's daughter's company made a deal to have the books made into shows/movies, but she gets full creative control. When asked about the BBC show, she said, "Good luck." Uh-oh. That's not good. Yeah, listen, if the BBC's producing it, it's woke. It'll be filled with intersectional feminism. The reason I'm bringing that up is because somebody super chatted and they were right. They're like, hey, you're saying woke, but it's really intersectional feminism. And it is. And when I met them both, but I'm going to start, calling a spade a spade. So Octave Stan for $5 Canadian. Could we get a reaction to the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer? Sure. Sorry if you have already talked about it. I have not. Because now Assassin's Creed I know a little bit about. So I'll look at it. If you guys get me into gaming, man, I will make less content. I don't know anybody has time for that stuff. I mean, like, I have a Sega Spider-Man game downstairs that, the arcade version. I can play the hell out of that. I got a pinball game. I got a Marvel vs. Capcom. I need a bigger studio, but that's not happening anytime soon. I'm stuck in California for at least a couple years now. Mark C for $10. I've read the first issue of the Futurist Nora's Saga and Bass Reeves. Everybody needs to go to Walmart on the 5th. The books are great. Hail, Mitch and Elizabeth. Oh, their books are out. Okay. Wow. How do is there a place online I can get that, Mark? I want to read it. Tossing a coin. Thanks for speaking without fear. Toxic Man Flu for $2. Ah, you're welcome. None of you do. None of you guys speak with fear. Thank you for speaking without fear. Thank you for being here. Thank you for not being a bunch of sheeple. Okay. I know you all don't agree with everything I say and you don't all agree with each other, but you're not sheeple. And I'm grateful for that. You guys give me hope for humanity because I didn't have any in 2015. I was discouraged. I'm like, this is it. This is it. We're going to frickin' be a god dang socialist country. And we're going to be like the UK where police will come to your door for a mean tweet. That's horrifying. That is horrifying. I don't know how you guys live like that over there. I'm not mad at you. I feel bad for you. And hopefully you get your rights back. That's a tough one. Hopefully it can be done peacefully. Although I can't remember a time in history where that's ever happened, but it could. Thoughts on Pulp Comics, aka The Shadow, Pooh Zerker for $2. I love them. Absolutely love them. I love Golden Age comics. I love the Pulp comics. I can't say I've read I'm an expert or anything, but I love them. I love the style. I love the art style. Thank you, Pooh Zerker, for the $2. Hail. Not sure as a member at the Jaloja level. Welcome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Upgraded his membership. Jason Smoot upgraded his membership to the Jaloja level. Thank you, Jason Smoot. I appreciate it. John Zeller for $10. We're going to do a member stream soon. John Zeller for $10. Hey, Gary, just wanted to say thanks for putting me on to Alterna Comics. Great stuff. You're welcome. Peter Simeti's a good guy. He's a good guy. And I recommend anybody go to Alterna Comics if you want to try something new that's cheap and you can get some great deals there. And they are supportive of free speech and free expression. Support Peter Simeti. Hi all for £10. The entertainment industry has become the Tower of Babylon, where Hollywood and gaming industry all speak the same language of SJW. What is crushing the industry into the ground, starting with comics? Hi all, you are correct. It started with comics. It's SJW speak. It is the Tower of Babel. And guess what? It's coming down now. The Neen for $5. Thank you for covering The Last of Us 2. You're welcome. Believe me, I was a little surprised how many emails I got this morning. I was like, all right. This fight is across all geekdom, be it comics, games, sci-fi, etc. Geeks coming together for fellow geeks. I will always have Jeremy's back. Jeremy supported me when I was a little nothing YouTuber. So, I still am. Okay, that hasn't changed. I understand that. But I was on Jeremy's stream when I passed 40K subscribers. He's always given me advice when I need it, been there when I need it, answered the phone. He is a great friend to have. So I will always have his back. JHando4 for $5. Nerdrotic, what's up? Hope you're well. Hope you are well too, JHando4. You ever play Super Mario Kart Maker 2? Or the first one on the Wii? No. My kids played it. I watched them play it, but no. I'm an awful gamer. I'm a terrible, terrible gamer. I was born without whatever you need to play games well. Dexterity, I don't know. But I'll try. Number one Marvel fan. Oh, shit. It jumped on me. Hang on. Number one Marvel fan. Hail, Gary. Love the Nooners bagging and boarding with Az. You both have a great dynamic, great fun during work. Please do more. We will. We most definitely will. We'll do one next week for sure. Wizardbus for $20. Screw it. You're my favorite YouTuber. Take all my quarantine bucks. Whoa. No, I don't want to take all your quarantine bucks. Please don't. Thank you. Every super chat is appreciated. Believe me. I am grateful for every single one. And thank you. You are keeping our lights on, my lights on. Literally, you're feeding my kids. You're actually feeding my kids. So thank you. And you're helping create, you're going to get more because of this. So it's your fault. Derek Rocco for $1 Canadian. Thank you. How's it going, eh? Culture Casino for $1.99. All of us YouTubers should make daily videos on Naughty Dog. Yes. As a matter of fact, I think that's a really great idea. F it. So again, fair warning, you will get like a Tim Pool style video. And eventually maybe I'll do one of my more in-depth ones, but those take days. But I will do one. I will do one in support of my friend Jeremy. And F Naughty Dog. Eric Stuller for $50. Gary, here's a little something. Thank you. Wow. To go towards your new comic shop when you get out of Cali. Hashtag RIP Doctor Who. Thank you, Eric. I will remember that. Hang on. There it is. Thank you. All right. That's saved. Thank you very much, Eric. Kurt for $24.99. He didn't even say anything. Thank you, Kurt. Yeah, unfortunately, California, I'm stuck here for a couple years. So, but I want to get out. Oh, I want to get out. I do not want to be under Gavin Newsom or London Breed or any of these maniacs anymore. Captain Spire for $2. Can't find any of the mailbag videos, Patreon. I haven't done them yet, Captain Spire. But I did get the thank you for the check. Thank you for the check. No, the mail sat in a pile for a good while, and then we had to make another trip. But thank you very much, Captain Spire. And when I have time, I will do a toxic mailbag video, but I can't promise anything right now. I know I was promising them earlier, but I am woefully behind on stuff. I spent the last 2 days catching up, and I'm still behind. But I'll get caught up eventually. I'll let you know when it comes out. Snark Boojum for 149 rubles. The Last of Us 2 is too Karen for me to care. Yes, it went full Karen. It did. If Karen was Bob, if Karen was a guy named Bob, I don't know. Kyle Gardner for $20. Hail, Gary. A bit late to the show. What's this about Naughty Dog going after people? Also, have you heard about or seen a show on Netflix called The Last Kingdom? What are your thoughts? Without spoilers, please. I have not seen The Last Kingdom. I have every intention of watching The Last Kingdom because a gazillion people have told me to watch The Last Kingdom. What happened with The Last of Us 2 is some spoilers leaked a few days ago. Some of my friends made videos and they were taken down by Naughty Dog, including a live stream last night in the middle of the night. And I mean, it was in the middle of the night. I was midnight here, so it must have been 3 a.m. over in the East Coast where Jeremy is. And they took down an heel versus babyface video, a Ryan Cannell video, a Gamers and Geeks video, a Jeremy live stream, and I believe others. John Smallberries for $5. I wonder how many pre-orders for The Last of Us 2 just got canceled. A lot. A shitload. I almost want to order it to cancel it. That would fuck with them. 13th Warrior for $2. I want Mrs. Nerdrotic to cut my quarantine hair. Well, do you have a transporter? If you've got a transporter, then we can make it happen. We can make an appointment. Are you in San Francisco? I mean, you know what? We would totally not dare like go to the salon to cut a single person's hair. I know that we would never do such a thing. Wesley Snipes for an American Doctor Who. If it was possible, you know, you want to see that. I know you do, says a human for $5. I would take anybody over Jodie Whittaker. Yes, I would take even an American. That's tough. But if I'm stuck with Jodie Whittaker or an American Doctor, then bring on the Yanks. R. Fletch for $2. Jodie is the runaway doctor. Run away! Run away! Beer me to Brett. Oh, yes. Beer me to Brett for $10. I'd like to shout out the heroic Naughty Dog that saved me $60. Here, have some of it. Yes. They took such a stand. Naughty Dog has come out against racism. Do you believe that? That is so brave. So stunning. I'm getting a little emotional right now. I can't believe a corporation that is for profit has come out with such a brave stance. I also heard they came out against child abuse. So brave. Zero Duality for $2 Canadian. Ray Finkel is Einhorn, I heard. Ray Finkel, why do I know that? Here. Ray Finkel is Einhorn. Zero Duality, let me check. I don't even know what you're talking about right there. Ray Finkel from Ace Ventura. That's why I'm like, Ray Finkel. What? Salsa Shark 01 for $5. Instead of playing Last of Us, I recommend a Let's Play. You can put it on while you work and pay attention when you need. Check out Christopher Odd. I will. Thank you, Salsa Shark, for $5 a Let's Play. All right. Blue-Eyed Scorpio for $4.99. Was watching Jackie Brown earlier. Great movie. Everybody buys into the story of a smart, savvy, in-control woman of color because there's good writing, not shoehorned BS. Exactly. With the great Pam Grier. Oh, Pam Grier in her prime. Whew. Alex Moore for $5. When you record Exozone, just say the words and not avoid them. It makes listening very awkward. And what happened with Susan since she left, says Alex Moore for $5. Alex, we do keep that in mind. Okay. We absolutely, and we do our best. And I appreciate, and I'm sorry it sounds awkward, but YouTube could punish us for stuff we've said off platform. We've already seen Patreon do that. So Doomcock and I have had long conversations about this, and we're going to continue to do it, but I cannot promise I'm going to come out and say stuff. I mean, the thing that I won't name here, I'll name over there, but there's certain things right now I cannot practice free expression in this country out of fear for losing this channel. Now they'll get to a point, because I'm just an idiot like this, I will not give a fuck. I'll get mad and I won't give a fuck. I get to that point. Right now I do, but there's a point where, like, I don't know, I can't feel dirty for being on this platform, and I'm starting to. So Alex, thank you though. So what happened to Susan? She works for 1428elm.com. She is the editor. That was the last time I heard. We haven't spoken in a long time. And nothing bad went down, that I know of anyway. She left because it started getting a little too spicy around here for her. And, Dennis left because we had creative differences. We'll say creative differences. Once I started seeing the channel starting to move, I started having a vision for it. And it kind of like, I don't know, kind of like in A Beautiful Mind, except mine's not a beautiful mind. Mine's a scuttled mind. I started visualizing it doing well, and I decided to go all in, so much so I quit my job. I also hated my job. So I was like, well, if this doesn't work, I'll just open a comic shop or get another job, but I'm not going to be miserable, and I'm having fun doing this. And I said, hey, we're going to start getting, I'm not liking what I see in entertainment right now, and I'm going to start calling it. And they were not comfortable with it. Susan is in the media. She has to go talk to actors and actresses, and she couldn't be associated. I know I'm so controversial, right? And it's like, Richard Donahue for $5. Hail, Gary. You, Doomcock Jeremy, the Quartering, Razorfist, World Class Bullshitters, Robert, Red Letter Media, Critical Drinker, Mahler, Styx. Oh, Styx is awesome. Except keep me sane since this started day 41. Richard Donahue, thank you. You keep me sane. And that is what an honor to be mentioned among such great content creators. I am not worthy. That Paradox for Australian $20. I'm a lefty SJW. Didn't mind Star Trek and Star Wars being dumb. Hope Doctor Who was improving after cringing every time they said something that I agreed with because of the terrible writing. After that, finally, I hate wokeness now. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, ladies? Thank you, That Paradox, for being honest. That's actually being brave when you question yourself and your own beliefs. And you know what? You could still have your beliefs. There's nothing wrong. You know what? Nobody's against the alphabet community. Nobody's against them existing as people. Again, I was watching Steven Crowder, and Dave Rubin said something about his relationship with, I'm blanking on his name now. Oh my God. I'll get it in a second. So basically, I'll tell the story this way. We live in America where you can have a practicing Christian or a practicing Jew or a practicing Muslim where in their religion, they're not into getting gay married. Okay. They're like, I'm not going to get gay married. Just not a choice for me, but I'm not going to come after your gay marriage. That's the country I would like to think we live in. Now, are there people who want to come after the marriage? Of course. Are there people who want to come after the Christian? Of course. And that's what needs to stop. We can all have our things individually as our own decisions. And that doesn't mean you're for or against anything. It doesn't mean you need to hate somebody for it. So, so Dave Rubin was talking about that. I thought that was a very eloquent way to put it, but I completely forgot the person Ben Shapiro. He's talking about Ben Shapiro. So Dave Rubin is gay. Ben Shapiro is a practicing Jew, and they're friends. They're friends. And you want to know why? Because they made individual decisions. It's not this groupthink shit. So that's all. That's all. Mitch and Elizabeth Indiegogo crowdfunding, the first issue as a bundle that delivered in February. At this point, y'all have to wait until May 5th. Okay, I can wait. But I'm glad you read it and enjoyed it, and I should have bought it earlier. I could maybe go on eBay or something. But yeah, oh, look at, there it is right there. Red Rooster for $5. Brightwiser books out, but do the Indiegogo backers have theirs? That's a good question. That is a good question. I do not know. I do not know. Now, as far as crowdfunding is concerned, I'm not super judgmental with people who are late with books, because especially with Indiegogo, if you read it on the right-hand side, it says you're supporting a project. You're not necessarily buying an item. But that being said, you got to stay on top of that. And I think it's individual case, certainly. But when I back a project, I get it when I get it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't buy a project to put somebody under my thumb. Now, again, that being said, you need to deliver on your project. You need to respect your customers. Absolutely. And respecting your customers is just simply, I would say, stay in communication. And 99% of the people will understand as long as you are in communication. Nobody's perfect. Trust me, I'm not. Hail. Brought to you by my tax money, aka Trump bucks. Thank you, Pooh Zerker, for $5. Hail the Trump bucks then. Hey, anything helps right now. I don't think anybody's turning down any money. Nobody should turn down any money. Again, it's a very serious situation. The only unsolicited advice, well, I'll, as it relates to me, I'll use an I statement here. I will not be shamed into not asking questions. I don't want to spread bad information, though. I don't. But somebody accused me on Twitter of spreading bad information. No, it was correct math. And honestly, I Googled something and got an answer and put it on Twitter. And I didn't put an opinion with it at all. I just, here's a number and here's a number. You can't dispute the numbers because the math was good. And I Googled the other thing and it was from a study. And I didn't say anything. And man, it just, woo! I'm like, I almost regret putting that up there. I don't delete tweets, so I left it up there, but I'm not going to get into it. It's fine. It's fine. Don't think Watchmen was woke, but love your show, says Brentonius, $5.49 Canadian. You don't think the HBO Watchmen was woke? Okay. I love that you love my show. Thank you very much. We can have a difference of opinion, and that is fine. I disagree, but that is fine. I think the Watchmen on HBO was the most woke thing I saw this year by far. So they literally killed Dr. Manhattan to hand the powers over to a stunning and brave woman because she was just stunning and brave. It was horrifically woke. It's everything we're against. They didn't give Angela, they can't. Okay. So it was Damon Lindelof, and it just looked like a bunch of frumpy 40-year-olds playing superhero. It was kind of pathetic. But Damon Lindelof, again, is like Kurtzman. He just doesn't have the talent to pull it off. His ambition far outweighs his talent. Hi, Gary. Hope everyone is well. Thank you, Cardinal Sin. I appreciate for $2.99. Jake D for $20. Gary, use this to make a great video against Naughty Dog. Oh, and Exozone on Patreon. Say yes, please. Exozone will be somewhere, and I will let you know in the next 20 minutes. So there's an Exozone tonight. I don't know if we're recording it or not, so I'll let you guys know. The Shadowy Sage for $19.99. Just wanted to donate to Get the Hell Out of California Fund and the new comic shop. Thanks for what you do, brother. Thank you, Shadowy Sage. Thank you for the $19.99. Jake D, thank you for the $20. And Cardinal Sin, thank you for the $2.99, my friend. IK1906 for $5. Gary, down here in DFW in Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. Gary, down here in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, and courts and cops just shut down a salon owner who tried to open up again. I heard about that. I did. As far as salon owners go, they're licensed professionals. They're licensed in safety. They have to have a license to work in the state of California. So I would say that would be one of the first people. Listen, people go, you want to, risk something for a haircut? Well, that's how we feed our kids. That's all. But listen, I'm playing by the rules, being a good citizen, and I'm not going to tell anybody, don't do any different. There will be time for questions later, and I will have a lot. Now, I have a lot now, but I don't want to add to anybody's stress. That's the last thing I want to do. Marcia Thompson for $1.49. What's the beef with Universal and movie theaters? That's a good question. I saw that. Let's read that real quick. I just saw that before I came on. Universal is banning, or AMC is banning some Universal films. Here it is right here. Just real quick. AMC Theaters announces boycott of Universal Pictures films, including F9, Halloween, Jurassic Park, and Minions. Why? The ongoing drama between the movie theaters and Universal Pictures just escalated. The drama between theaters and Universal Pictures began when Universal decided to release Trolls World through digital platforms like Amazon and Apple TV. Following Universal's decision to release the film through digital platforms without consulting the theater owners and exhibitors, John Fithian, the chief of the National Association of Theater Owners, told The Hollywood Reporter in March, Trolls World Tour is a very different story. For all the movies we had been scheduled for release during April and May, every other distributor announced delays to later times, but they still intend to release those delayed movies theatrically. He added, some of those delays were specific to new dates, and some have been postponed for unspecified dates. But all of the movies with originally planned release dates in April and May, with the one exception of Trolls, will be released later theatrically with full theatrical windows. Trolls wasn't going to make any money, guys. Come on, be real. Fithian continued. All those other studios demonstrated their belief that the theatrical model is still essential to their business. They just had to delay release dates because of the virus. Fithian then notes the theater owners will not forget. Does this sound familiar? The theater owners will not forget Universal for going straight to VOD and skipping a theatrical release. Only Universal and only on Trolls did one studio skip the theatrical model and go straight to the home. Universal continues to advise to customers that Trolls will be released simultaneously in theaters and at home on April 10th, and they are lying to customers. He added, Universal knows that theaters will still be closed on April 10th, so unlikely, and they were. Okay. So AMC is going to announce, is going to boycott Jurassic World, Minions, and Halloween. And Fast and Furious 9. Okay, let's see what happens. Universal, I mean, you were kind of dicks, but you got to make money. So I would call their bluff. I go, okay. We'll release in the other theaters and for, like a couple months, then we'll go VOD like right afterwards. All right. Aren't you, isn't AMC about to be bankrupt anyway? I don't think they're in a position to boycott anybody. I don't know. It's a dick move. It certainly is. But right now, these companies need to make money. So I'm on the side of customers getting their shit and paying for stuff. Because if they do, that means things keep going. There's a revenue stream. You don't understand. We aren't fucking unions, okay? We need to work shit out. We need to keep the economy going a little bit. And every little bit helps. You can't shut everything down or things will be worse. so much worse. The only thing I'll say that's truly upset me, aside from the mainstream media lying to us all the time, is the apocalypse has been politicized. And that sucks. Just like all our entertainment has. Just like everything else. We can't have sane voices giving us real data, and now I question everything. And we have people out there the same people who lick all this Disney Star Wars stuff up and Star Trek and stuff, who just, I don't know. They're the same people who buy everything that the mainstream media and the access media is selling. And now it's gotten dangerous. So remember when I was talking in all my videos, I'm like, I want to have this battle here in entertainment, because if it gets out in the real world, it'll get serious and dangerous. Hello, we're here. Mark C says Red Rooster was delayed while Mitch built a company. We get updates, and Red Rooster should deliver to backers before showing in Walmart. The other 3 books delivered through crowdfunding and will be in stores. Great. There you go. That's your answer. Awesome. Yeah, they decided they wanted to do something. I'm just going off of memory here, Mark. I don't know. I only know what I've heard Ethan say about it. And they saw an opportunity to build something, and they took it. And that's what happens. When opportunities come across, there's certain opportunities like what Mitch had with the comics, what Ethan had with his comics, what Ethan had with his channel, what I had with this channel. There's decisions that had to be made like that. You're like, okay, am I going to do this or not? Am I going to buy in? Am I going to go all in? Is this something I want to do, or do I just want it to be a hobby? And I decided to dive in. And it worked so far, one day at a time. Thank you. Mark C, you're brilliant. Callisto 836 for 10 Canadian dollars. Rewatching The Good Trek. I'm rewatching a good old Trek series, The Next Generation, DS9 and Voyager. That's how you make good sci-fi. Most crews are not male or female centric. There's a balance of strong characters of both genders. Hail, Rec Berman. Yes, I don't want male centric. I don't want female centric. I want story centric. People of talent, POTs. That's what's lacking representation in Hollywood right now. I don't care what the POTs look like. Hollywood, like woke culture, is going to eat itself. Jason Smoot, it's eating itself. It's currently feasting and gorging. And you're seeing movie theaters turn on studios. It's going to get nasty before it gets better. And the same thing is going on with comic shops. I'll get back on that subject soon. I know a lot of you have been asking. I did watch the live stream. I think it provided a little bit too much false hope. I saw a lot of listen, I don't want to discourage comic shop. It's a fine line I got to walk, because I'm going to be critical, but I don't want to discourage. Okay. So, but the thing is, you can't lie to yourself either. You can't. Steve Jeppe said, we are going to be better than ever. He's crazy for saying that. He's absolutely crazy, because unless you're changing the system, you're just going to be the more same than ever, except with left shops. I thought that was he sounded all positive, and he's like, I don't want negative people around me to naysay. And that's good. I actually agree with that for a lot of things, except when you say stuff like the comic industry is going to come back better than ever. What do you think the owner of Diamond is going to come out publicly and say? We're in trouble? No, he's not going to say that. He said, well, Morgan Stanley took us on. Okay, you're a company. I can imagine a bank would want to do business with a company. Good for you. And he bragged about getting a credit line. A credit line. What's your liquid? F the credit. What's your liquid? What's your value? And that's good. He's a businessman. I'm just a dummy. I've been kicked out of 3 high schools. I just ran a comic shop. That's the only thing I've ever run. But seriously, What's your actual value? Don't brag about a credit line when the entire comic industry is depending on you. And I think you would be very smart as a comic shop owner to be moving on from Diamond. You could still work with them if they come back, but I would move on. I would find something. There is a way. There's always a way. You might not sell your books on Wednesday. What you have to do, I was always of the belief, I can get new books any day I like. The shop's usually about the person who owns it. So just be the best shop owner. You can be practiced, the best customer service ever. And it doesn't matter what you sell, and it doesn't matter when you sell it, because every comic shop is essentially selling the same shit. Not unlike here on YouTube. It's how you sell it. Jeremy for $5. Hermy. Hang on. There it is. Odeon and Regal Theaters have joined AMC in boycotting Universal Films. Really? Over Trolls. Yeah, that tells me that the movie theaters might be opening up again soon. I think things might be, I don't know. Not here, but in other places in the real world. But I'm in kooky California. Yeah. Wow, that gets serious. We'll see if that happens. Over Trolls. It was a dick move, but the theaters are in trouble. But they're still needed. My God. Yeah. Hollywood still needs the movie theaters for another 5 years for sure. Because streaming, for one, the streaming is the future. Okay. But its value is greatly overestimated. Greatly. For as much money as Disney put, billions, they are not going to get a massive return on that. They're just not. Rick Suddy says, hey, Gary, watched the Galaxy Quest document. Oh, I heard that's really good. Hang on, let me get that. Watched the Galaxy Quest documentary the other day. Really enjoyed it, but a couple of individuals spoiled it with a lot of screen time. Initials WW and DL. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. All right, folks, I'm going to run. I've got to get ready. I got to rest my voice and get ready for the Exozone. I thank you to we had 2,700 people, 2,800 people watching. That's brilliant. We have 1,300 likes. We have 2 new members, all the wonderful Modrotics who was here today. We had Eric K. We had, Eric, were you it? That's the only mod I see. All right. You were it, Eric. Thanks. I hope you weren't lonely. I thank you very much. And everybody have a great day. Remember, not all who wander are lost. And may the wings of liberty never lose a feather. Thank you. Good night. See you in a half an hour on the Exozone.